I'm Yoshi Lomax, superstar attorney at law and fugitive.
So, you're the famous Yoshi Lomax.
Probably more infamous. I'm on the run from the federal government for crimes that I didn't commit.
Gentlemen, I'm Deputy U.S. Marshal Sharon Starr. I'll be taking things from here.
Not to mention being on the hit list of at least 3 of Miami's major crime bosses.
I wanted to apologize in person for leaving so abruptly last night.
Welcome back.
That's Vladimir Kuznetsov, a Russian crime boss. He's been a suspect in over a dozen missing person cases.
I mean, I didn't get here to be this successful for doing things the American way.
I need a list of the jury for my case with Hanshu.
Oh, really? What's that worth to you? Oh, my God, you're such a good...
Mr. Santana is to be released upon processing.
So what do you know about Sheldon Chisholm?
What do you want to know about him?
I really need to know if you're going to take my case. I don't have time to play, Miss Lomax.
Money is not a problem. You know anything about his case?
It's being handled by agents in my field office.
I've learned that in this game of life, in order to win,
Ready to dance?
you gotta play dirty. You might look at me and see a beautiful, confident, successful woman.
Congratulations, counselor. Yet another win.
But underneath, I'm flawed. I'm broken. And I'm scared. So I have no choice but to run until I can find a way to clear my name.
Miss Lomax is now considered a fugitive of the United States. Catching fugitives is my business, which makes her my suspect. You and your associates are relieved.
Look. She killed one of our own.
But I will not give up.
All right, people, listen up. Get a picture of Miss Lomax out there so the public knows what she looks like.
I will not give in.
Okay. People, we got a game plan. Let's break and execute.
I will not get caught.
Time to go hunt.
Real talk.
Hey, I'm Gina Lou, and you're listening to Real Talk with DaDirector on Dollhouse Radio.
Hey, what's up? It's Logan Browning, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Real talk.
Hi, this is Alana De La Garza, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hi, I'm Diane Franklin from Better Off Dead and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures. You're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Real talk.
Hi, this is Monique Capri, and you are watching Real Talk with the Director on Blog Talk Radio.
Hey, I'm Stormy Maya, and you are listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse
Real
Radio.
talk.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Hey, what's up? What's going on? What's going on? Get you set up here. Welcome to another edition of Real Talk with the Director and the Jedi Council. I am the Director. We'll be with you for the next 120 minutes or so. Real Talk's brought to you each and every Monday. Dollhouse Radio and Morel. We brought to you live via the World Wide Web right here on youtube.com/IE Network, facebook.com, twitter.com via Periscope, and blogtalkradio.com. So, and soon to be via Anchor on, I believe it was Spotify.com. You'll be able to catch the podcast very soon. You'll be able to catch, like podcasts that's like, I guess, highlights of the shows, some of our past shows, some of our best shows. They'll be there. So don't miss it. What's going on, everybody? It is now 9:04 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today is the 9th of November, the year 2020. We are looking at, some new things are ahead. The United States has spoken, and at least for now, we have a president-elect. We want to give a shout out to the Biden campaign and Biden and Harris, and congratulations to them. They won the presidential election, and of course there'll be some people to debate that, but I'm not here to debate. I'm just reporting the news, so don't shoot the messenger. Also, we got a couple things. We're going to be doing the verses this week again, providing my Jedi counsel is here immediately. I'm sure they'll pop up any moment now. This week verses is going to be it's going to be the hashtag Action Hero Showdown. Straight popcorn and soda on this one. No plot lines, no dramatic plot twists. Just straight ass kicking action. We have two action hero actors, martial artists that were basically out around the same time, and they made the impact at the same time of Jean-Claude Van Damme and Steven Seagal. They had movies going neck and neck when they were dropping movies. I remember, to me, that was the rivals, if you want to say rivals. It's just like you had Stallone and you had Schwarzenegger. They were on their own level, but they were the rivals against each other. But you had Jean-Claude Van Damme and you had Steven Seagal. It was always, you always got people that debated who was better, Jean-Claude or Steven Seagal. Me personally, sometimes it was a toss-up. I couldn't really decide who. I thought Jean-Claude had better movies. I personally thought he had better movies. Like, overall, he took a few more chances, I think. He's had a couple of movies where they talked about cloning, and he had a movie where he played two roles. Like, he took more chances, in my opinion. Seagal was just like, okay, so what's this movie gonna be? Well, we know what it's gonna be. He's gonna be a cop. Something's gonna happen. He's gonna come back and try to get some justice or whatever. And he's going to kick a lot of ass along the way. That's pretty much it. I mean, with the exception of Under Siege, where he wasn't a cop. So he's either a cop or an ex-military guy. Like, that's always his thing, Seagal. He was either a cop or an ex-military guy. It's just like automatic. And yes, I believe I want to give thanks for reminding us. Joseph Tanner says he wants rest in peace to Jeopardy's Alex Trebek. Yes, thank you, Joseph, for bringing that up. That was on the agenda, but I should have led with that. So thank you for reminding me. Yes, as Joseph just told you, if you didn't know, the great Alex Trebek, longtime host of the trivia show Jeopardy, has passed away. So he's been battling cancer for some time now. So definitely want to rest in peace. Shout out to Alex Trebek. And our condolences are with his friends and family and loved ones here at Real Talk. Yes, we definitely send our condolences. Jeopardy was, we all know that show. Everybody knows Jeopardy, the show. And Alex, as far as I can ever remember, I don't know if there's ever been another host. I'm going to ask the council on that one. I don't think there's ever been another host of Jeopardy. If there was, I didn't know. I've always known Alex Trebek. So he's even appeared in like films and stuff like that, playing himself because, like there might be a scene from Jeopardy or something like that, and he might appeared in a film. I don't know the films. We have to look them up. I know he's appeared in like at least one or two films where he's, or maybe a video or something like that. So definitely rest in peace to Alex Trebek. Boy, 2020 is just not letting up. It's not letting up. It's not letting up. It's like, can we get out of 2020 with no more deaths? Which is, we keep saying that. I mean, obviously, when you have the coronavirus, there's a lot, there's death waiting around the corner. But just take away coronavirus, just deaths of people, of celebrities and stuff like that, and just people. Period. It's just like, jeez, let us come up for air. 2020, 2021. Please be kind, be gentle to us, man. We went through a rough year, and it's not over. It's still quite a bit of year left. So we hoping we can get out of this unscathed. We lost another one. So, we'll move on with that. So in the movie news, well, I think right now, some of the biggest news, I think to me, one of the biggest stories that came out is Fox decides to make their bid in the streaming war. They have purchased Tubi, the streaming service Tubi, which is a streaming service that's done with ads, the ad streaming service. So for y'all, you all know, everyone knows now about the streaming services, but just to enlighten you, streaming services, there's two types. You have the type that's like subscription based, which is like Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, which they also have original programming. Then you also have the type that are ad-based, such as Tubi, such as Pluto TV. I think Crackle is ad-based too. I'm not sure. I have never actually watched Crackle, but they have some out there. So those are usually free apps to download and you can watch it because it's ad-based. So it's almost like watching TV, just less commercials. So Fox wanted to, I guess, make their attempt at getting in the streaming war. As we know, Fox, 21st Century Fox, was sold off to Disney. So this is not the Disney Fox. This is the Fox that was basically what was left over after Disney plundered them. So basically, it's like all that was left with the Fox Corporation was like Fox News, unfortunately, and I think Fox Sports. I think that was pretty much it. So now them buying Tubi, it's kind of a smart move because they purchased Tubi for $440 million. That's not bad, when you're dealing with these type of corporations that got billions of dollars. 400. I mean, remember, Fox just picked up, a billions of dollar deal, from selling off to Disney. So to buy Tubi, which has been a pretty established streaming service, for $440 million, that's not a bad job. That's not a bad deal at all. For them, for Fox, and it's ready made. They already got people watching. I watch Tubi. I watch it a lot. I haven't watched it a lot lately, but I watch Tubi for the nostalgia, for the older shows that's on there. I know I had The Greatest American Hero on there. Like, wow. I was watching Greatest American Hero. I was watching The Incredible Hulk. Like, they have all those shows on Tubi. Plus, they got movies on there. They got some, B movies, movies that you wouldn't see in the theater or go straight from the theater or never went to the theater and come straight to video. A lot of those movies you'll catch on Tubi. Pluto TV I watch a lot because I watch the old Three's Company episodes. So this is a ready-made network that Fox is buying and just kind of coming in. And they're setting it up for their advertisers. Now, what I hope doesn't happen is I hope Fox doesn't ruin it and put too many ads. Because what's going to happen is what they need to understand is the reason why people watch Tubi and all those other ones, because they're free. That's number one. And number two, there's not a lot of commercials. So I'm hoping Fox doesn't come in, and because now they want to satisfy all their advertisers and really, make good on the advertisers and stuff like that, we might start seeing a bit more of commercials during what we're watching. Because Tubi even do a commercial, like an ad in the middle of like a movie. You know what I mean? It'll be like it'll break and it'll be like 5 ads are gonna play. But that's like the only time you'll see it during the movie. So it's like, all right, a bathroom break, go grab some popcorn, refill, whatever. But I got a funny feeling that Fox is you're gonna start seeing 2, 3, and 4 breaks between, certain parts of the film or whatever you're watching. And then that's going to be a turnoff. That's going to drive people away. People watch streaming services because they don't want to deal with commercials. That's why they watch it. That, and of course, because cable's too damn expensive, so they go on an alternate route, but they ultimately watch it because there's no commercials. Well, there's some, but they don't want to deal with commercials. What do you want? I'm right with you. I've been, like I told you, I've been watching Lovecraft Country, and which obviously doesn't have commercials, but I am I'm full stream. That's what I'm gonna start saying. Full stream ahead for me. I'm all about streaming services, and I wish I had some. I know I've said it on the show before, at least a couple times, but I wish I had some of my people that I've personally spoke to, like my boy. Shout out to Bruce Penn. I said this to Bruce Penn years ago. I said it to shout out to my partner, my business partner, Kiki Swinson. I told her a long time ago, I said, Kiki, this television business is not going to be the same. And I said at this time, this might have been maybe 5 years ago. I said in 20 years, television will be obsolete. That's exactly what I said. I don't know if we're ahead of schedule or what, but I said in 20 years, television will be obsolete. Everyone will be watching people. They'll be watching programming like this on their devices. Or just do this like this on their devices. This is how everyone's going to watch TV or iPad or whatever, tablets. And I said this, I said 15 to 20 years. I said that 5 years ago. So it looks like it's going to be arriving ahead of schedule. So do not go in there, Fox, and mess everything up. That's all I got to say about that. Other news, not much more than that. I'll bring my Jedi Council in. We can talk about other stuff. And we'll get to our tournament. What else was here? What other news you got? I think, I just saw something y'all dropped in the room about Blumhouse is doing a new Dracula movie. Oh, goody. Yet another tale of Dracula. So, Blumhouse tapped Karen Kusama to create a new Dracula movie for Universal. So Universal, who completely dropped the ball on their whole monsters universe. I mean, that would have been a good idea. And they dropped the ball because, their remake of The Mummy was garbage. Dracula Untold, that was decent. That was kind of like, but I don't know if they considered that part of the monster universe. But they had the lineup. They had Johnny Depp in there. They were doing the Bride of Frankenstein. The Invisible Man. I don't know if that was considered, this Invisible Man version, if that was considered part of the monster universe or whatever. But that was dope. Now that one was dope. That last Invisible Man movie was awesome. But The Mummy, not so much. And then they, like I said, they did others, but they had other stuff going on, and they completely scratched that whole thing. So it says here, they are rebooted following the box office and critical success of The Invisible Man. Jason Blum's Blumhouse production banner is looking to resurrect Dracula. Right? The new Dracula movie will be helmed by Karen Kusama, Jennifer's Body, Destroyer, and a modern horror classic, The Invitation. So, Universal learned some lessons since unwrapping The Mummy, like I just talked about. I'm reading this is coming from The Hollywood Reporter and some other stuff, other news. I remember The Mummy starred Tom Cruise, blah, blah, blah. Invisible Man, Dracula. Yeah, so they just talk about Dracula after that. So they're remaking Dracula. Once again, the vampire is the most filmed character in all of Hollywood. There are more, which basically means there are more vampire films than any other style or type of film in Hollywood. Whether they're major, independent, B-movie, whatever you want to call it. And that includes, obviously, all of the Dracula renditions. There are more vampire movies than any other type of movie. So, it's gonna be interesting to see what they, a lot of people didn't like Dracula Untold. I think that's what it was called, Untold or something. I actually thought it was decent. I didn't think it was great, but it wasn't terrible. So, we'll see. And so we'll get to that, and I'll get my Jedi Council opinions on it. See where we go with that. Also, just drop this in there, okay? Can't really, it's a video, but I just saw that it says Marvel Studios Fantastic Four officially begins production. Title reveals the plot. Title reveals plot. That's what they say. So this is actually a video, so I'm not gonna like look through it right now, but we'll bring in Jedi Council, Ralph and Kev, and welcome back. We'll get y'all opinions on what's up. But Kev just dropped that in the room about the Marvel. Yeah, I hear you. You're breaking up a little bit, but I hear you. Go ahead, Kev.
Oh no, I was making sure you could hear because I had to push my headset my Bluetooth.
No, yeah, it is. It's real choppy. You're really choppy. Yeah.
Yeah, let me switch
It's
better.
Can you
Very
hear me?
choppy.
Can you hear me?
Right. Yeah, I hear you tearing shit up over there.
That's my cell phone. See, I had to go buy a case just for it. That's how.
Yeah, see, you must drop it a lot.
No, it's a brand new phone. I've only had it 3 months, right? It's the SA20. I was coming home like 2 weeks ago, reaching into my pocket to pull out my car keys, and my phone fell out of my case. The entire phone is made out of glass, so the whole back shattered. And it's not even.
Let me guess, you have an iPhone.
No, I don't have an iPhone.
Oh, you don't have an iPhone?
I have an Android.
That's
funny you said that because I have a friend of mine, right here, right, that's always swearing that iPhones are the greatest. They're so great.
No, iPhones suck.
Exactly, iPhones suck.
But I'm surprised because being that you said that it's the whole back is made of glass, I'm thinking right out the gate iPhone.
Nope, it's an Android. It's the Samsung A20. It's a brand new phone.
Yeah, the A20. Yeah,
but the whole thing is made of glass, so the back is shattered. I had to go buy this case, and that's another thing. This is where these telephone companies make money. This case right here, this is it's called the OtterBox, right?
Yeah.
This thing is $40.
Mm-hmm.
So you got a phone that's $1,000. OtterBox is $40. Like, damn, I need to just start me a telephone company and just start raking in some money. Like, what the hell?
Actually, OtterBox went down because they were more than that. When OtterBox first started dropping, and I think it also depends on the phone too. They were dropping. This shit was like $60 to buy one.
Wherever it is,
that's the way you buy it from too. Like if you buy it from the
I got it from the
dealer. Okay, that's fine. I was saying if you buy it from like the carrier, they gonna rape you.
You should have got it from Amazon. You could have got fat from. You could have got a low price. Same protection at a lower price. Almost $20.
Kev, your voice is real.
Your microphone is really bad.
Yeah, your voice is real choppy, bro. We can't even put a sentence together. What you're saying? That's how choppy it is.
No,
I would say disconnect and reconnect. Maybe it's a connection or something because it's.
I'm reconnecting. I'm disconnecting. Reconnecting.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. We can't. He can't. We can't hear. We can't put together one sentence that you're saying. All I heard was.
Sound like A-I-O-U.
Yeah, sometimes why, right? So I'm like, yeah. So, but when Kev comes back, we'll get into the Marvel thing because he posted it in the room. Shout out to whoever's in the chat room, of course. Joseph, what's going on, man? He's always, holding down. What do you think about Tubi being bought by Fox?
I don't know how I feel too much about everybody coming to the streaming world. I mean, I'm sure that eventually every production company company is going to have to do it. My thing is the ads. Like the other day, I was like one of my favorite shows, and if nobody's ever seen it, you really need to watch it. It's a show called Mom. It comes on CBS. It cracks me up. But I was looking at it. I did because I was at work when it came on, so I was looking at it on demand. Why is on demand have commercials during, like, if you were watching it, the show when it first aired? And for like my cable company, I can't even fast forward through the ads. I have to actually sit there and watch them. So, like, what's the purpose? I mean,
the purpose is that they're trying to replace TV. They know that streaming is going to replace television, but they still need to operate like a television, like a broadcast network. So they need to be able to put ads.
But isn't that kind of like double dipping? Because if you watched it on CBS, you already saw the ad. So now that you go on to pay,
on demand.
On demand. Now you have it again. It's like you're double dipping. I mean, the only thing left to do is when you go buy DVDs. When you watch an episode and on the television, we go to commercial, an ad pop up. Like, come on, guys, really? You guys are that?
Yeah. That's how you do it, because you gotta remember, a lot of people. There's not as many people watching those shows live now when they know that it's on demand. You people doing it, when they need it. Let's bring Kev back in. Kev, are you with us this time?
Yeah, I think I figured out what it is. It's freaking Sprint, T-Mobile, whatever the hell you want to call them. It doesn't, for some reason they're starting to I gotta call them because they've been, I don't know whether they're throttling my phone or what, but for the last 3 weeks I've been having problems with my phone. I think they're throttling my phone and trying to force me into buying a new phone.
Probably.
I cut back.
How old is it?
I got a Galaxy S5 Sport. Like my phone is still. Phone still looks almost brand new.
Yeah, but
it does everything I needed to do.
In their eyes, it's
old.
It's old.
Tell you. Well,
what is it? 5? It's 5 phones behind because they're now 6 because they're at the S20 now. I mean, they jumped from 10.
They A20. Yes, it's 6 behind.
Yeah. So it's 6 phones behind.
When I bought this phone, I was like, when I bought this phone, I was like, there's no need for me to ever buy another phone ever again. The phone is completely waterproof, shatterproof. It was one of the best phones they made, and it does everything. And I got the only downside is I only got like the SD card. It only takes a 250 SD card, so that's the only downside. So I'm limited on that. But aside from that, the phone is perfect. I'm not paying $1,000 for another phone. That's just out.
You can make payments. It's $20 a month, my brother.
Listen. I'm not doing that. You know what? And that's the other reason why. That was the other reason why. Not to get off topic, but that's the other reason why I kept this phone. Because when I got this phone, and the guy misled me when I bought the phone, and I thought the phone was free, but I was on a payment plan. So I figured out I was on a payment plan. I was like, all right, cool. It's not that bad. I'm like, it's only $28 a month. I ain't crying about it. So I'm paying for the phone, and then something told me to check. So I went and checked my bill. I'm like, why is my bill so damn high? And I'm looking, I'm like, why am I still paying for this phone? So I look and I find out, I'm like, yo, this phone is completely paid for. This is about a year and a half. This is about 18 months after I had the phone. Long story short, I found out the guy tried to jerk me and got me looped up in a plan. And for those of you that don't know, when you get on those payment plans for a phone, even after you pay for the phone, you're still paying for the phone. After you're done paying for it, they don't just automatically cut it off. Like there's a payout fee that you should pay, but twice in a row now, I've gotten around that payoff fee. So I called them up and I was like, listen, I'm still paying for my phone. And this is 6 months after the phone should have already been paid for. It was like, oh yeah, Mr. Yulee, blah, blah, blah. So long story short, they gave me my money back for the months that I paid for. So at that point, I was like, since y'all tried to jerk me, I will never upgrade again. So I ain't upgrading. And then also part 2 to that is I bought my daughter. She had broke her phone, so I got her a Galaxy S8 Plus or whatever it was with my from it was my upgrade, but I got the phone and gave it to her, so I was paying $40 a month for that. And I just recently
S8 Plus right here. This was my I had this phone it's paid for now. I had this phone a while, and then I picked up the S10. But
you got two phones. Oh, I got two. Look at this phone. And look
that damn phone lasted 2 months before. Well, no, it lasted a little bit longer than that. I think she had it for like about 8 months, and then she broke it. Went and got herself a new phone on a new plan. Didn't tell me she went and bought a new phone. So when I went to go downgrade, downgrade my service because my cousin who passed away, I was paying for his phone too. So when I went to go for a new plan, I was like, oh, you know what? Imani got that phone and she ain't using it no more. So she gives me the phone. The phone is broken. The battery exploded. So you know me, I'm about to get the hustle on and do the insurance thing. Nope. I was exactly 30 days out from the insurance expiring to where I could have got a new phone. So,
bro, let me tell you, the S8 Plus has served me well. I actually regret blah blah blah. I regret buying the S10 only because the moment I don't know, I went through the same type of deal where I just was like, I'm not upgrading no more. And then finally I was like, you know what? I'll go get this S10. It was a good price. I went and got it. I had the S8. When I paid for the S8 Plus, I was like, I want to go a year of not paying for a phone. Let me just rock with it, right? So a year does go by, and I'm like, okay, I want to get a phone now. I bought the S10. Not a bad phone at all. However, the moment I came home and bought the damn phone out of the box, here comes a damn ad for the S20.
Oh, for the Galaxy Note, right?
Yeah, for the Note 20. Yeah. I was like, son of a bitch.
And this dude loves the damn Galaxy Note.
Yo, I love the Note 20S Plus or the 20 Ultra. That's what's called.
Yeah, the 20 Ultra. That's what it's called.
Ultra. Oh my goodness,
that would be the only new device that I will get, and that phone shoots in 8K.
That phone shoots in 8K.
Yeah. I would only get that phone when the price goes down because right now they want $300 for me to get it and for me to pay $40 a month for it. Nope.
Yeah.
Not doing it.
I was like, yo, can I trade in my? They're like, nah, son, you can't trade in that S10 too early. I was like,
you could
have
did it. You could have did it about a month ago because I think it was last month or September.
Tried, dude. You can't.
Oh, you did?
Can't. Yeah, I tried. Trust me, I tried. I could have traded in my S8 Plus, and I would have got off. I think about 300. Right,
100. Yeah, that's what
it came down off of it. My S10 would have been 600. I would have got off $600 off the price of the phone.
Oh man!
But that's only if you. I don't own it yet. That's only if you own the phone and you could trade it in, or if you paid for more.
How much is your buyout? Because your buyout might have been worth it.
Yeah, it wasn't. I just got it. I just got the phone. You know what I mean? So
that's right. Yeah.
I just got the phone. That's the problem. If I had already paid a few hundred on it, and man, I was trying every scenario, and I was like, man, I want this phone. And then shout out to my man Deuce. Deuce, boy, I tell you, he loves to rub it in. He went and got it just because I said I wanted the phone. This boy went out and got the phone.
Right? When you tell somebody something, they go out and they be like, well, you said it, so I just want to get you rubbed it in my face. Like, man,
this dude went out and got the phone. Went and got the phone. Was like, yeah, I got that phone. I ordered it. I was like, man, you do it. I was like, you don't need that damn phone. I was like, man, and so that's what it was. But I'm dealing with it. The S. I like about the S10 though. It's got a good phone on it. I mean, it's got a good camera on it. But like I said. That camera, that Note 20 Ultra changing the game right now. It's you can edit in camera. It's got in camera editing capability, and you can it's got the sound in it is crazy. Like it's a crazy device, and the phone is like $1,500.
I was never all into phone.
Actually went down in price. Actually, it's a little bit less than that.
No, not the Apple.
I like that phone.
I like that phone that my boy Vinny has. He has that new Samsung, but it folds up.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Oh, the new phone.
Like that.
Yeah,
that was
that looks nice, but it just looks too damn small though, and it looks like it'll be bulky if it's in your pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm I love the Notes. I like the big phones, so the Notes are that's my joint. I haven't had a Note since the exploding Note, the Note 7. That's the last one I had, and that one was blowing up.
I've only had this phone. The phone for that was the Android Droid 2. I had that phone for years.
Mm-hmm.
I have never, ever, 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 ever owned a damn iPhone. I've never even owned an iPad. The only iPad I've ever had, I do own an iPad. And the only reason why I own an iPad is because somebody left it in the rent-a-car. I had rented a minivan, and somebody had left it in the minivan. And I went to the.
They probably did it on purpose.
I called back to Enterprise. I was like, did anybody leave? Anybody call back for an iPad? I gave it a month. After a month, nobody called back. I kept it.
I got an iPad when I enrolled in school at Full Sail, and they sent me. It was part of my tuition, I guess. And they sent me an iPad. I was like, "What's this for?" They're like, "Oh, you can use it before I got a computer." I sold that shit.
I don't want it now. The person that I said this lady right here, she's the Apple queen. She's got the Apple computer.
I only mess with the Apple computers.
She got the Apple, which I call the Dick Tracy watch. She'll be like, oh yeah. That's why I can't.
I only deal with Apple when it comes to I like the Macs. That's it. I don't deal with
strictly Android and strictly
Granny
PC.
Smith or Macintosh. That's it. I don't need all that other stuff.
No. I definitely. Well, for one thing, I like using Final Cut, and Final Cut is an Apple product. It doesn't work on PC, so I like using Final Cut. All the other programs that I use work on PC. But
I like PC. I like building my own PCs from scratch.
Yeah.
So Apple is out of the question for me because
Apple ain't trying to play that. They getting all that money, and ever since Steve Jobs died, the integrity of Apple died with him. So Apple continues to make stuff. Now, granted, like I said, I have 1, 2, 3. I have 3 Apple computers. I have 3 Macs. Another one on the way because I enrolled in my master's program, and part of that program is you get another laptop. I get another laptop, so you get another MacBook. So I got another MacBook on the way. So what I'm doing now is turning my office into my full multimedia studio. The one that I'm on doing this show right now will be my editing workstation, which it is at the moment. I got my writing computer to my right over here, and then my new computer, when it comes, I'm turning that into my music workstation, which is back there where my big 88 keyboard is back there. So I'm going to
start calling you Kanye.
Man, let me tell you something. Don't even get me started. I love Kanye as a beat maker. Kanye can't fuck with me. But anyway. So,
wow. That's
all I'm saying. Yeah, I'm Count Track, baby. Yes, that was my name. Niggas used to crack up at it. My producer name was Count Tracula. That was my name.
Count Tracula.
Yep, Count Tracula. That was my producer name. And I was that nigga. But anyway. Yeah. So Kev, now you dropped that thing about the Marvel did you watch the video that you dropped in, or I didn't get a chance to watch it?
Basically just in a nutshell, basically they got writers from Rick and Morty that are gonna be writing the script.
Really?
Well, a lot if you notice a lot of the things that they have now, a lot of the writers that they have now are from Rick and Morty. Um, and also it kind of sort of ties in a little bit because of how the multiverse and stuff, how they're doing the multiverse and stuff. And I've never watched Rick and Morty, so I don't know anything about that show. But from what I understand about Rick and Morty, is that it's kind of sort of runs along those same basis. So those guys have and they've been able to pull that off flawlessly without having any plot holes or anything. So Marvel and Kevin Feige and them like really jumped on them to pull them in as writers for the current.
Be interesting.
For the current phase
should be a very that should be a very interesting experiment to see how it happen. I mean, I don't watch Rick and Morty either, but I mean, if you look at the to me, I've seen like a couple of scenes and episodes. It's really like a weird alternate version of those characters look like freaking Doc Emmett Brown and and Marty from Back to the Future. You know what I'm saying? That's not and actually they did. I remember I was watching that Back to the Future like a documentary, and the guy from Rick and Morty was in it. He was talking about how obviously that influenced his Rick and Morty. Those two characters are heavily influenced by Doc and Marty. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But
I've never seen this show. Only time I seen it was
yeah.
Well, and the way it ties in also is like, I guess one of the characters from the show. It's kind of it's kind of funny how it all falls together. Like from the new Reed Richards, from the new comics. There's different iterations of Reed Richards. There's I forget what it's called, but it's like it's like a bunch of Reed Richards from different multiverses. Well, from different from different points of time, and it's like I forgot what it's called. It's like a collective of Reed Richards, and they basically their job is to protect the universe, to protect all of the Earths as much as they can. So that's all they and kind of like the main Reed Richards. What his dilemma is that like he wants to try to have time for his family, but also he wants to be able to protect the universe. So it's
got you.
So that's kind of sort of the same kind of tie-in with the Rick and Morty stuff.
Yeah, well, they definitely are, from what I understand and see in the show. A lot of people like it. I know a lot of people that love the show. They're like,
a lot of people are fans of Rick and Morty. I've never watched it because those kooky looking cartoons is hard for me to get into.
Yeah, me too. Exactly. The actual artwork of some of these cartoons never attracted me. If I were, I'm not attracted to the animation or the artwork of it. I'm like, nah, I'm not. But some people got past all of that because of the themes.
The stories, the stories are good. The writing is really, really, really good. And like I haven't,
the writing is
good. I haven't just heard this like from one source. Like a lot of people, a lot of top writers, like speak very highly of the writers of Rick and Morty. That they're very solid writers. Like their stories don't have plot holes. Like they cover all the bases. You don't really walk away from the story thinking like, well, what about such and such? You really don't. There's really not.
No. I hear that too. I hear nothing but good stuff about them. So about the new Dracula movie coming out, I will touch on this and then we'll get into the our tournament or whatever. But I keep saying tournament, but the verses. All right, so the new Dracula movie, the new Dracula movie is coming from Blumhouse. What are your thoughts on that? I think, like I said at the top of the show, I believe that if Blumhouse would have been in charge of this monster universe, it would have came off. It would have been dope. Like they would have did it. It would have came out. Like Universal dropped the ball on that whole monster universe thing. It would have been real dope to see it unfold.
But it's not just that they dropped the ball with it. It's more so it's not the monster universe is not this generation's wheelhouse. It's just not. I mean, maybe it'll start to pick up because we have stuff like Lovecraft Country and all of that. So we're starting to get into a we're starting to get back into that era of monster type movies, and of monster type programming. So maybe it will pick up the pace. But like the Invisible Man was dope because they kept it current. The Dracula Untold I thought was dope.
I thought Dracula Untold was pretty good.
And that story was actually supposed to keep going because it had the end credits at the end. That story was supposed to keep going. Not sure how it was supposed to tie in with the other movies, but the Dracula story itself was supposed to keep going because it was brought into modern times. So they actually can still pick that story up where they left off. That door is not completely 100% closed if they do it the right way.
But
and they're also developing. Blumhouse is also developing a Wolfman as well.
Yeah, so, Wolfman one. Was there some saying that maybe they are kind of behind the scenes taking the.
But Universal isn't 100% behind it yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But here's the deal that and I agree with you 100% that the monster universe isn't in the wheelhouse of this generation. But I'm gonna be honest. I'm about to sound like a bitter old man right now. F this generation. As much as I love these kids, F this generation, man. You know what? This generation, it's acting like we ain't dead yet. You know what I'm saying? Our generation will go support these movies. You know what I'm saying?
We'll see.
Just like it's our generation that's really supporting all the comic book movies. Our generation supporting that because that was our childhood. So we're supporting the comic book films. So why wouldn't we support this?
I'm going to disagree with that. And because Kev is actually right. The old style monster movies are.
He is right. But what I'm saying is, that shouldn't be their decision maker in my opinion.
No, because this is the thing. Even though we're in 2010, even if you go with people
from
2020, but most people when they think of monsters nowadays, they're thinking of Jason, Freddy, Michael Myers, that monster, the Wolfman and Dracula and Frankenstein and all those characters. That's passe. So when this current generation, 2020s, but even their parents were the 1970s and 80s. That's Freddy, Jason, Michael, Pinhead, all those characters. So while the idea of Frankenstein and all these monsters are great, and I think you have to modernize it so much.
But that's what they were doing. That's what they did with Dracula Untold. They modernized.
But here's the thing: how do you make those particular mode of monsters just as scary as a Freddy or a Jason? We know that they can do it, but once again, as I always say, it's always in the hands of these again.
Well, no, not necessarily. Not necessarily. This time, Ralph, I have to give you. This time, I have to really give you some pushback because this time we're dealing with Bloom. This is their specialty. This is their lane. Like this is what they do.
They
Blumhouse.
That's what they do. I just want to add. No, I want to add to that.
But before you say that, just answer this question, right? Since 1990 to 2020, that's 30 years. How many Dracula movies have come out? How many Wolfman movies come out? How many? No, we have
a lot of Dracula movies,
right? And realistically speaking, I think most people might say the last good vampire movie, not even Dracula, vampire movie, was The Lost Boys. Most of the ones since then really haven't hit the mark. Not really.
No, you had vampires. There's a couple of them that came out.
No.
Pretty good.
Carpenter's vampires. You had Stoker's Dracula.
But what I'm saying, it has appeal to you, but really hitting that mark. And I'll give Bram Stoker's Dracula. I'll give that one because I like that, right? And then we talked about like vampires, the John Carpenter's vampires, right? But to a larger degree, the movie going public of today, and even the generation right before us, the 70s/80s. If it was a new incarnation of Freddy Krueger, they'd go see that. A new incarnation of Frankenstein, I don't know. You could even say that real to his.
You could say
the same thing with King Kong. I mean, really.
And actually, but look how good
actually,
the Invisible.
No. I'm gonna correct you.
Look how good the Invisible Man did, though. The Invisible Man was
did
awesome.
dope. And also, we forgetting about
the Invisible Man did very well. Beginning of before the pandemic, right? I'm not going to discount it because I've seen bits and pieces, but I wanted to see it because
not only did it right. Not only did it do well, it was done well. It was done very well and very modern. Very modern.
The last movie that I could legitimately say that dealt with that premise of somebody being invisible that I liked was Hollow Man.
Mm-hmm.
I liked Hollow Man, but look at the time gap: 1999, 2000 to.
But see, but you can't say that because that's two different. That's two different universes, two different genres, two different universes. Same concept, kind of, sort of.
Invisible Man.
But it's two different concepts. It's two different kind of concepts. I should say two different universes. Not in the same. They're not in the same wheelhouse. So you can't really count them like that. Both are good movies, but you can't really put. There's no comparison between the two because they're not in the same. They're not in the same universe. And also we're forgetting about the what's the guy's name that played Two-Face in Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah. Aaron Eckhart.
Yeah. His Frankenstein movie was dope.
Frankenstein.
But we also had Robert De Niro playing Frankenstein. Bombed. You had to take off the Mary Riley. Bombed. That's what I'm saying.
No, I here's the deal. Like I was saying, I agree. I'm not disagreeing. Just like what Kev said, I think he's right, spot on by saying that the monster universe is not in this generation's wheelhouse. I do agree with that. What I'm saying is, F this generation. Our generation will support those movies. That's what I'm saying. That's all I mean. I think you're right. I think you're right. I agree with that. I think this generation will not support a monster movie because that's not their thing.
The only monster movies that this generation. The only monster movies that this
to kids today, it's not scary. It terrorized the three of us. It still terrorizes us. But now their version of Jaws.
You can't because there are certain like my daughter loves Jaws. There are certain movies that this generation likes, but there are certain movies that are older movies that they don't like because they feel like their data is antiquated, so they can't really get because they're not. None of today's technology is in the movies, so that's what's a turnoff to them, which is I think is stupid, but whatever. But the main thing is like the only monsters that today's culture appreciates is they appreciate the gaijins. Not the gaijins. The what do you call them? Like Pacific Rim. They appreciate Godzilla. They appreciate King Kong. Because those last two movies were dope, especially, well, I should say those last three, specifically in the Godzilla King Kong universe. Those last three were good. So you couldn't even knock those. They did a damn good job.
They'll appreciate those films, but I have to agree with you that they wouldn't really say. But I just think if anyone can do it, it's Jason Blum.
I have confidence in Jason Blum.
That can make it because he did with the Invisible Man, I believe was just phenomenal. That movie,
and they do it at the lowest budgets.
Yo, it was crazy.
They did the Invisible Man. They did the Invisible Man for $7 million. Do you know how much that movie grossed?
Yeah.
Same thing. They did. I was gonna say Get Out. Don't Breathe. I mean, and they have
that's another one.
And the other thing with Blumhouse, which I really find interesting, yes, they make very good quality horror movies on low budgets, but the casting, they really select people not based on, at least I don't think, not based on their background, but I think really based on who that person is. Fit in the character. They would fit into that part. They fit into this part. They fit
They pick
And
they
take the
pick who
chance.
fits the character. They don't really just say we're gonna get this person.
No,
that
they
person.
they are.
They-
I'm going to rub against that. They pick the people who's going to fit inside of that pay
well, I mean,
range.
they're gonna have at least in that pay range, right? Well, yeah, that too.
Okay,
That
I'm good with
fit
that.
the
Yeah,
role.
that fit the role.
The pay range
You
that
fit
fits the role.
okay.
I think
Okay. You're getting 250,000. Take it or leave it.
because I
You will
really, I
not
really
be
want to
getting.
sit there and say that out of all the Blumhouse movies, the biggest person that, if you want to say big, is Jamie Lee Curtis, but because it's Jamie Lee Curtis. But most of the other cast members, I mean, yes,
And she was big before
yeah.
Blumhouse. So.
I mean, if you
Yeah,
want to say
and she got producer credits for the last one. She actually got executive producer credits for the
right,
last one,
and
so she's going to get paid on the back end. So whatever she doesn't get paid as far as her SAG rate or whatever her contract stipulates that she should get paid, she'll get that money on the back end in points.
yeah.
And I think that's what they'll do with bigger faces and bigger names. They'll work out a deal because they know they're going to get that money on the back end because they're very selective with their scripts and the type of movies that they put out. So they know that they're going to have hits like the Insidious series. Like that has a huge following. I'm a follower of that series. So like that universe is not going anywhere anytime soon. And they're making Insidious 5 soon. I'm still a little bit annoyed that on the other side of that, it doesn't have anything to do with Blumhouse, but the Conjuring 3 is in the can and ready to go, and they pushed that up. That was supposed to come out in September, and they pushed that out to next year. So I'm hoping that'll get a VOD release, or at the very least a limited.
The movie that I liked, Ready or Not. I think Blumhouse they did that. I love that movie. I think it was a real slept upon movie that a lot of people didn't see, but a lot of people, if you saw it, you liked it. It was real.
Oh, that was another one. That was another one of those right before the pandemic movies. I got to see that. I got to see that in the theaters, and that was spot on.
That was a good ass movie. It was fun. It kept you entertained, and it was a good time. It didn't have to be super bloody. It didn't have to even be super scary. It was just creepy, But it was a good movie.
It wasn't even creepy. It was a family trying to kill the bride, and it just had some really nice kills and thrills in it. It wasn't nothing really creepy about it or even scary about it. It was just the kills, just the fact that they were like that. Some of the kills would keep you on the edge of your seat because of how they were, how close sometimes that she would come to getting killed.
Yeah,
good, very good movie.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see how that turns out. There's other talks about other movies that's coming, but we're gonna get to the verses. But it's it talks about a new Olympus Has Fallen. I think it's gonna be called Night Has Fallen.
Stop it.
He's bringing the same character back, Gerard Butler. Stuff like that, man. So we'll see how this all.
I don't want to see no more Olympus movies. I was talking to a friend of mine. I was like, I don't want to see no more Olympus movies. I don't want to see no more Die Hard movies. I don't.
Oh yeah, and there's another Scream coming out too. That's been confirmed.
I don't. I'm kind of sort of interested in another Scream, depending.
I'm not.
But I would say this: if you make Scream 5. Right, because you try to say in Scream 4 was New Generation. If you make Scream 5, you have to kill off Sidney Prescott. She's got to go.
Mm-hmm. She was supposed to have died in part 4 or whatever it was.
And kill Dewey. And kill Dewey just because.
Kill Deputy.
You cannot kill Dewey. You can't. Now you're going. Now you doing the most right now. You
cannot kill Dewey.
You can't kill
Deputy Dewey, man.
You can't kill Dewey.
You are not going to kill Dewey. You're not going to kill Gail. Gail is
he's the innocent hero. No,
exactly.
Didn't they kill Gail? Didn't Gail? No, I thought Gail died in the third or fourth.
No, the three of them live. Put it like this. My personal view is that if you make Scream 5, one person that definitely has to go is Sidney, Neve Campbell's character. Now you have two other people that have been in all of it, which is Gail and Stewie. One of them has got to die. One of them has got to go too. Two of the three gotta go.
If you're gonna usher in a new, I mean, you gotta follow the rules, man. You gotta follow the rules. So by this time, it's time to usher in a new heroine, or whatever, and get rid of, just like they did in Nightmare on Elm Street. By the time they got to part 3, the Dream Warriors, they killed off Nancy.
Nancy had to go.
Nancy had to go. They ushered in the new, took her place. Then they did it with with Halloween. They did it with the Halloween. The one that I hated with Busta Rhymes, but they killed. That was their storyline till they revamped it. But they killed off Jamie Lee finally, and that one. You know what I'm saying?
They killed Vader. I mean, come on. You killed Vader. I mean, no more Star Wars. Vader's dead.
Vader's dead.
Vader's dead.
In Halloween Kills, Returns to Haddonfield Hospital is different than Halloween 2. So it looks good, and John Hamm's Top Gun 2 character creates friction with Cruise's Maverick. Oh yeah, I'm like, come on, man, you can't put that movie.
Yeah,
so many movies on hold, man.
The hell with John Hamm. I don't like that guy.
If all this and Pfizer announced a vaccine today, which I will never take. But
you're going to take it. You're going to take it. I'm gonna tell you this. First of all, since you were man, I'm gonna just tell everybody watching this show right now, I was right. I said this, been saying this for the last 2 months. Trump was going to lose. But before that, they were already working on a vaccine. They would not say they were close to a vaccine while he was before he ran president, because if you did, you automatically make him the hero, and he automatically gets reelected. Now, why is it that on Saturday they announced Biden won, and on Sunday they announced, hey, we're 90% close to a vaccine? I knew that was going to happen because by any means Trump had to go. But now people saying, well, vaccine, I'm not going to take it. Everybody's going to take the vaccine. You are not going to go get a shot. What they're going to do, they're going to put it into the water. You do it. I was telling my cousin today, everybody takes this stuff at least 6 times a day. They put fluoride into the water.
I don't drink tap water. So
no. It's in the water supply. So whether you drink tap water, bottled water, Avion, whatever, it's still in the water.
I have filters. My filters out fluoride. Right.
So unless you don't drink water whatsoever, or have anything that even has water in it, which most of the stuff has water in it.
No, it's not necessarily true though, because if you're drinking reverse osmosis water, the reason why it's called reverse osmosis is because it removes all of that stuff out of it. I don't drink regular water.
Be honest. How many people out there are drinking reverse osmosis water?
If you drink Essentia, water, if you're drinking Fiji water, a lot of the bottled waters are reverse osmosis waters.
That's very true. That's very true. But the bulk of the population drink just straight tap water. All of you are going to take. All of you are going to get this thing into your body just through the water, because it's the quickest way. The quickest way to offer a remedy to the masses. It's about the masses. Yeah, there are people that's going to take this thing through a shot, no doubt. But the bulk of people are going to take it through the water. So one way or another,
I'm not gonna co-sign that, but if that's what you think, I'm not co-signing that. I mean, that's just
think about this, because
right now, first of all, anything that has to do with a vaccine, just like any other vaccine, is none of them are 100%. None of them are guaranteed, and none of them are guaranteed that you won't get sick by taking it. So
that is very true. It is not a guarantee that you take the vaccine.
It didn't matter who was president at the time. I don't take vaccines. I've never taken a flu vaccine in my life ever. I don't take flu vaccines. I don't take those vaccines. The only vaccines I've ever taken was probably the ones that I had to get when I was a kid, when when they those. But other than that, the flu vaccine never took that, and I never will. I don't do that.
This is what I'm saying. You're right, Wes. It did no. Actually, you're wrong. It did matter who the president was because
I'm saying for me, it doesn't matter who the president is. Doesn't matter. I don't take vaccines. I don't do that. So
and above all of that, not to shoot your vaccine idea out of the water, Ralph, but also I don't think that vaccine from what the doctors, from what the scientists were saying or the pathologists were saying about the vaccine is I don't think that vaccine would be viable to live in water because the part of those vaccines are actually live pieces of the virus. So their exposure time, to being exposed
water,
to the outside elements are probably limited. Especially also the other thing too is when they process water, specifically when they process tap water for your homes, the tap water is heated to a certain degree before they push it. Before they add chlorine, you got to remember they're adding chlorine and all of that stuff to it too. So all of that stuff, on top of adding fluoride along with it, so all of that stuff might interact and probably disable whatever they put inside of whatever they put inside the water anyway. So that vaccine plus to have a speedy delivery of it and to get a speedy delivery of it into the population, they're going to do inoculations and injections. That's going to be the fastest way to really get rid of it. And they're only going to do it with people who are infected. So if you get coronavirus and you go into the hospital, those are the people that are probably going to get it first. I don't think it's going to be a thing to where you're just going to be able to just walk up and be like, "Hey, I want the vaccine." No, it's going to go out to those who to those who are.
Well,
in need first.
it's going to go to people that need first. But once it's cleared and all that other stuff, people will be able to. Because right now when I call Walgreens pharmacy, part of their recording says they'll be one of the stations that's distributing the vaccine when it's ready.
They said that a week ago. That's how I knew the vaccine was coming. They had posted that notice when I had when they sent me a notice that my prescription was ready. They had said that they're going to be one of the first ones to, as soon as the vaccine is ready, they're authorized to start delivering the vaccine. So
all right, so
it's going to be like a flu shot.
Yeah, let's get to the verses. Oh wait, Ralph, wait a minute. You muted. Go ahead.
Because my friend she wants to kick me out because I gotta go to bed. She gotta go to work in the morning, but she just wanted to come back on camera real quick. I don't know if you can hear her. Who was the better actor, Jean-Claude Van Damme or Steven Seagal? Who did the better movies?
Neither. Like what the hell?
Oh, Jesus. Neither. Wow. There you have it.
All right, I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. So Ralph is stepping out. But yeah, so obviously we won't start it yet. But yo, man, I'm telling you, I was looking up something here about Young Avengers. They said the cast as we know it. I'm not saying that there. We know who Kamala Khan, who's Miss Marvel.
Kamala Khan, possibly Miles Morales.
Possibly Miles. Yeah. Who else? Oh yeah. What you call it? What you call his daughter too? Hawkeye's daughter.
Kate Bishop.
Yeah. Yep. And let's see, who else we got? And then the girl from the New Mutants too, I think. Right? Did they say something about her?
The girl from the New Mutants. Which girl?
That's what I thought I heard. I don't know. I'm trying to look it up now.
No, it's going to be. It's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be Speed and Wiccan, which are Wanda's kids. And that all depends on how.
Yeah. Kate Bishop, right? Kamala Khan.
Kamala Khan.
Cassie. Remember Cassie? That's Ant-Man's daughter. Cassie.
Yeah, Cassie. Cassie Lang.
Morgan Stark.
They
got Morgan Stark, who's going to be
Miles Morales.
Ironheart. Mm-hmm. And then Iron Lad is Harley Keener. That's the little boy, I guess.
Boy, right. Right.
That was from part 3.
Mm-hmm.
Iron Lad, Miles Morales, like you said. America Chavez, Miss America.
Oh yeah, and American Chavez. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think that's all they got here right now. Oh no, yeah, Wiccan and Speed, we know that. Thomas and Wiccan and Speed. Kid Loki.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Kid Loki. Yeah.
Kid Loki. So that's gonna be interesting. First of all, Miles Morales, he gonna steal the show. Miles Morales, they gotta cast the right kid for that, man.
Mm-hmm.
They gotta cast.
I think they already did cast Miles. I think Miles Morales is already casted. I think he got casted through Sony, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
To be in, I think that's what the rumors are, is that he may pop up in the new Peter Parker, the new Spider-Man movie.
New Spider-Man movie. Well, they mentioned them in Homecoming, so because if they stick to what they're doing, they might bring Childish Gambino. What's his name? Childish Gambino.
But he's the uncle.
He would be the Prowler. He would
right?
Be the Prowler. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They would bring him back to play the Prowler. You know what I'm saying? Miles,
I can't I can't co-sign, because I don't see him playing the Prowler is like 6'2" at a minimum, and listen, Childish Gambino was not giving off that vibe in that episode of Spider-Man, in that first installment of Spider-Man. He was more, I don't want to say he was cornball, but he was more like the good criminal, like how you got the good drug dealer that lives on a block, don't shoot nobody, he's just out to make his money, whatever. The drug dealer with a conscience. That's what he was. So I cannot see him being Night Thrasher. He just didn't give off that vibe.
So I was just running down, Ralph, the MCU's Young Avengers as we know it. That's what they have there. So far, these are all people that are already in the MCU, or at least they will be by the time WandaVision comes out, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That will be part of the Young Avengers team. So you got Kate Bishop, which is the new Hawkeye. That's Hawkeye's daughter. And then you got
Cassie
Lang, which is Ant-Man's daughter. She's gonna be, I guess the Wasp or whatever, or she might be an ant woman. All right. So anyway, Kamala Khan, who we already know has been cast for Miss Marvel, and all of these people so far are already actors playing them. And we said Cassie Lang already. Morgan Stark, who's obviously Tony Stark's daughter from Endgame. She will be Ironheart. Harley Keener, which is the young boy from Iron Man 3, as Iron Lad. And then Miles Morales, of course, Spider-Man. And then we got America Chavez. She's Miss America. And then you got Wiccan and Speed, which is that's Wanda's kids. Wanda and
Scarlet.
Is it Wanda and Vision? Kids?
Wanda and Vision's kids.
Yeah, Wanda and Vision's kids. Wiccan and Speed, and then you got Kid Loki. Now that character hasn't. That's the only character that hasn't been you haven't seen that character in the MCU. But all the other characters, except for Wiccan and Speed, haven't seen them yet. But there's a picture right here of Wanda and Vision holding twins. Because remember, Wanda is a twin. Wanda is, her twin. She's the daughter of Magneto.
Not to stretch this out, but also it's kind of unknown how that's actually going to play out because of Agatha Harkness. Agatha Harkness, if they go along the storylines, if they're keeping the storyline the way it was in House of M or in those books, where basically Wanda went crazy and said no more mutants, basically, and killed every mutant on the planet. In this case, she's going to be the thing that's probably going to ignite the mutants.
The mutants, yeah.
But she's in, and Agatha Harkness put her in an alternate reality. So that's why all the sitcoms, that's where the whole sitcom thing comes from, and why it's going to be changing sitcoms, because she's kind of sort of in an alternate reality with her, with the kids and all of that stuff. So I don't know how that's going to play into that coming into being, or whether she's going to will that, with her chaos magic, if she's going to will that into being. So
we'll see how that works out. But let's get to the verses. So hashtag Action Hero Showdown, and like I said, this is straight popcorn and soda, man. This is no plot twists and this. It's just straight ass kicking action between two ass kicking superheroes, not superheroes, but action heroes. Steven Seagal versus Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I just want to say off the back, I think this whole
action
thing
hero.
rigged.
Well, you can say
rigged.
action hero versus action asshole.
Yeah, they're both actually kind of assholes in real life.
Oh yeah, that's true.
They're both kind of assholes in real life. So they both have that.
I think this whole thing is rigged. It's rigged. How are we gonna have somebody action hero and he never got his ass whooped? How are you gonna action? Like Chris Rock said, how are you gonna really sit there and say don't smoke marijuana if you never tried the chronic?
Yo, that's funny. No, you're right. You're right, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say to that. You're right. Hard to Kill. He got his ass whooped in the beginning. He got, he got almost
laid
killed.
up.
He was almost killed. He was put in a coma forever. Okay, so let's get right to it. A lot of these movies, the funny thing is, no disrespect, but it is what it is. A lot of these movies, especially on the Seagal side, they're pretty much the same movie over and over again.
Exactly.
But
I'm a DEA agent. I'm a narc.
Yeah,
I'm a cop.
He's either a cop or an ex-military, or he's one of those things. So let's get right to it. So starting with their first two notable movies, Above the Law, #1, versus Steven Seagal versus #1 Jean-Claude Van Damme. No Retreat, No Surrender.
I'm gonna take for this one. I'm gonna take Above the Law because I did think it was a pretty damn good first film. I think at the time, for me, when Above the Law came out, it was filling a void because I think we had become oversaturated with the Schwarzeneggers, the Stallones, big muscular guys. You got this guy that's like about $150 out there whipping somebody's ass, and you were like, wow, I could really do that if I studied and moved to Japan and all that stuff. Yeah, to me it was refreshing. Certainly having Pangreena didn't hurt. It hurt one damn bit, But I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with that one.
Yeah, Pam Grier, right? That didn't hurt it either. I'm gonna go with Above the Law as well. I thought that was a good film. I like No Retreat, No Surrender. Van Damme was, he was one of the stars of the film, but he had a co-star in there. They all got co-stars, but Steven Seagal was the star of Above the Law. And I just thought it was I agree with you. I kind of echo your words. It was kind of like a breath of fresh air from the type of action films we were used to seeing up until that point.
Yeah, and he was really beating people's ass with that ponytail. What the hell?
Yeah, for real. He was getting it in. So let me get my score count up here. I mean, that's going to be one for Seagal. But what was you going to pick, Kev, between those two? Kev there.
Kev?
Lose Kev.
Kev.
Oh, Kevin, he's on mute. Unmute your mic, Kev. We cannot hear you. We cannot hear you.
Can I have the knife, please?
We still can't hear you, Kev. I don't know what's going on with Kev. Well,
Maybe he has. Maybe he has us on hold or something.
Maybe. I mean, in case, I don't know if you're talking, Kev, but if you are, you're on mute. But no retreat, no surrender. Man, like I said, I'm still going with Above the Law, but you know, this is funny. This one's gonna be weird for me because it's gonna be like, for me, I'm probably going like down the line at one point, then back down the line on another side at one point, because it's just like their movies, they all came out at the same time, and it just felt like, you know, I don't know.
No.
Hello?
Yeah, what's up, guys?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, who's that? We got a visitor.
Yeah, I got a visitor.
Got a guest star, a guest host.
Say hello. Say hello. Oh, she's waving hi.
Okay, hi. We have a guest visitor, a guest co-host.
Go.
Wait a minute
Okay,
now.
yeah, I gotta go back.
It's 10:25. What's the little one doing up this late?
Do you know what your children are doing? Isn't that that old Fox thing?
Yeah, it's 10:25. Do you know where your children are?
Children are.
Yeah, I remember that. That was yo. Is as minuscule as people may think of that, that was actually kind of a dope thing to do back. You know what I'm saying? It's 10 o'clock. It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are? That's real shit right there. When you think about it, that's actually dope. The way I was asking you, Kev, was who did you have? Seagal wins, but who did you have between Above the Law and No Retreat, No Surrender?
Oh, Above the Law.
Above the Law, yeah. Yeah, so it's a clean sweep there. So Seagal will, it's like Seagal and Van Damme. Okay, Seagal wins that one.
Yeah.
Okay, number 2, Hard to Kill, Steven Seagal versus Bloodsport, Van Damme.
Hey, go to mom. So mommy can read you the book.
Man, I'm gonna go with Bloodsport because even though he I mean, realistically speaking, Jean-Claude Van Damme was on No Retreat, nothing for maybe like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But now you got the chance to see what he could do, and I'm sorry, man, that flying roundhouse kick, that's one of the most devastating moves I ever saw. It's like, wow, you know, and who knows? It just might be some super secret thing overseas, full contact competition. You know, it may not be called Kumite, it may be called something else. You know, where skilled
we're gonna
fighters
get
can
one
go
coming up with Shang-Chi.
I know, right?
Yeah, we can't fight. We can't beat Shang-Chi.
Kumite, yeah, but that was Bloodsport was one of my that probably was my favorite. No, it's not my favorite because based on my history, you know which one of these movies is going to be my favorite movie out of Jean-Claude Van Damme. But that was one of my favorite movies of his, was Bloodsport. I really got, I was like, okay, this dude is like, and really Bloodsport, which, that stuff came out with, like I always said, him and Seagal were like rivals. But to me, Bloodsport set him apart, in my opinion. Now, so Seagal's a bad motherfucker, But Bloodsport really set him apart to me. So I agree with Bloodsport. Hard to Kill was a cool movie. It was just a little unrealistic, and but I thought it was. But the best. But I just have to say though, shout out, rest in peace to my mom. Shout out to she used to always crack up at the one part of Hard to Kill when he shoved that double barrel shotgun down that dude's mouth, where he's like. He broke his teeth and everything.
Teeth and knocked everything out.
Yeah.
He's like, I missed.
Yo,
missed. They must be smaller than what I thought.
They must be smaller than I thought. Oh, what do you know? I missed. I never missed. Yo, Seagal's such an idiot. But anyway, I'm going with Bloodsport as well. That's going to be one for Van Damme. Cav, which one of those two is your favorite?
I think also with Bloodsport is that they actually had real fighters. They weren't movie guys. They were really.
What's his name? Bolo. What is his name? Bolo was in it. That dude was a beast, boy. He was. He's been in a lot of movies, but that dude. That was one of the most scariest. I was like, yo, I don't never want to run into that big Chinese or whatever he is, Asian dude, ever. That dude he looked like a maniac, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He was real good. He make his eyes real big. He was a maniac. Okay, so that's one for Van Damme. Number 3, Marked for Death, Steven Seagal versus number 3, Black Eagle, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Listen. I don't even know why this is a discussion right now. He killed every fucking Jamaican. That's the most impossible task on the planet. Listen, Jamaicans could be running and shooting over their shoulders and hit you.
Jamaicans
can bust you in the head with a. Listen, Jamaicans can bust a Guinness bottle and cut your throat and go back and open and drink another one before you start bleeding. Listen,
Marked for Death was dope because to me that was one of his most unique films. But go ahead, Kev. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah. Listen. He beat every Jamaican. He just went to Jamaica and was just like, "Fuck it, I'm beating up all the Jamaicans." What the fuck y'all gonna do about it?
He went to Jamaica.
And then he went to Jamaica. It's like, you beat your ass.
I took the fight. He pulled a Avengers Thanos. He did what Stark and him did to them. We gonna take the fight to him. I'm going to Jamaica. And he had Keith David, the faking Jamaican.
Yeah, with him.
I want to say one thing. The fight in the mall was everything, bro.
It was.
He fighted, and I still to this day, oh my God. If I didn't want to get this show shut down, I'd show that scene just for the hell of it. Say, screw it. I don't care if YouTube shut us down. When he said, yo, me copy Black Cloud. And then he said, wait a minute. What are we running for? He said, it's a one fucking blood clot white boy and what bread are we?
Listen. I wish, you know what? The only thing I wish for that scene is if they would have been told, I wish they would have had a dialect coach on set.
Right.
They talk real patois, and I think the only reason why they didn't talk real patois is because nobody would have been able to understand them. Damn what they said.
When he said, he's a one blood clot white boy, and the other scene was when he said. He's like, he went in there and told him, they got the so-and-so, they got the shipment over. He's like, who do it? White boy Hatcher? Nigga said, then he throws the table, takes the leg of the table and busts the dude next to him with it. Bah! I want Hatcher dead. I want his family dead. And if you don't do it, if you don't kill him, I'll kill him, and then I'm gonna kill you. I was like, Yo, Screwface was that dude.
Yo.
He was the ill villain, yo.
Yo,
because the
yo,
way they
but
made
see,
him so
but
mysterious, and when old girl said, "Yo, Screwface got 2 heads and 4 eyes," the niggas was like, "What? What are you talking about?" And my man was, remember he had that meeting. He was talking to the dude, and the brother was walking in the background, but you didn't know at the time he was a twin. He'd walk in the background swinging that machete. We'd be like, "Yo, what's going on? Like, this dude is a beast." Yeah, that movie was good, man. That was probably Seagal's most unique film.
Yeah,
when it came to the plot line.
Again, it was over the top because I don't care how much karate you know. There is no way. And big up Jamaica. There's no way. There is no way. There's no way.
And even if you did, it would not be that easy. It wouldn't have been easy. He made it seem like he.
You heard what Seagal said, man. He said, "You fuck with my family, you die." And then he's
they lucky they didn't have Homeboy in there from what's we'll call it not Ninja Man, what's his face from Belly.
That's that. Rest in peace to him. Yeah, he died. Yeah. He died not too long ago. Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah, listen. Lennox. What's his name?
You want to romp on me? Lennox. You want to romp with me?
Yeah, he was killed. Yeah, he was. They should have had him in there. He's like original Don Dada. I think said original Don Dada. But yeah, that was my dude, man. He was that dude. But I did like the Screwface character. I did like that character. I thought that was
definitely
it was well done. You know, the character, and they made it where it was. How they put in the voodoo stuff and the black magic and stuff like that. That one and in Predator 2. I love the whole take with the whole Jamaican thing and the voodoo and everything. I just wish, spend a couple of extra dollars, get a dialect coach, and let these people talk. Talk. Let them talk patois. Well, it's like that with everything, man. I mean, that was the problem that happened with the season 2 of Luke Cage. A lot of them cats, didn't have the authentic, patois, the accent even to do it. And I agree with you. A lot of them, if they really, really did it the way it should be done, it'd be hard to understand what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? You literally have to put subtitles to understand what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? When they speak it like they're supposed to, you'd have to put, for the most part, for the masses to understand what they're saying. You'd have to. I only understand the stuff because I'm a big up to the Webb family. My man Julian Webb, my man Andrew Webb. Yo, these were my best friends growing up, and they were Jamaican family. And the funniest thing is this, man. I don't put them on blast, but it was just, it was funny. Them kids would try to, they were brothers and they love each other to the death, right? But literally, if they fought, they tried to kill each other. It was like it was something that I could never fathom what was going on. Like me and my brother may have gotten to like 1 or 2, maybe 1 physical fight ever in our lives because he's a little bit older than me, so we didn't really, but still. Julian, Andrew, Dwayne, all of them, Chris, they were all, big family. Like I said, all brothers. They was all love, always stuck up for each other. But when they would get into family fights, I'm like they're right there in the middle of it, and I'm just like trying to break them up from killing each other, literally. Like the things was just they's true Jamaicans, man. I love them. It's like, yo, my man Andrew. It didn't matter. And Andrew had hands too. Like, back then, we from an era where, you was a sucker if you got like a gun. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So, and we lost Kev again, it looks like. We was from an era of you was a sucker if you got a gun. So Andrew had hands too. His hands was tight. He could fight. But regardless, him and his brothers go at it. Andrew would go and get some sort of crazy weapon, like we were playing baseball. Since we're waiting on Kev, I'm just gonna say we were playing baseball all of us. And Andrew got into a fight with their older brother. I don't know if it was his older brother or whatever, but anyway, his brother Dwayne, who was actually Andrew was kind of a short dude at the time, and Dwayne was tall. Andrew's up to bat. I guess he's up to bat. I don't even remember why they got into an argument. All I know, the next thing I know is little Andrew takes the bat, his aluminum bat, and hits his brother in the calf with it. Boom.
Damn.
And they like, what the hell? And it's really like for no reason. I was like, what's going on? And they about to fight. They about to get into it. Then Andrew goes back and comes. We like, oh, he gonna come back with something. I'm talking to his older brother, Julian. Oh, he gonna come back with something. Man, this dude came back with a pitchfork. I said, he had a pitchfork. I don't know where he got a pitchfork from. I guess from his house. But I'm like, yo, are you literally going to use that on your brother? You're coming with a pitchfork. What are you going to do with that? Are you going to stab him with a pitchfork? Yeah, those were my dudes, man. They still my dudes. To this day, we keep in touch, social media and stuff. Yeah, but I had to tell that funny story. That's what I'm talking about. I'm sorry that Kev missed the story, but let's see if we can bring him back in. All right, Kev, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Goddamn Sprint. Throttling my phone again. What happened? My damn phone shuts down. And what does it start doing? It starts doing an update. Out of the blue.
They say pushed you an update. So, all right. Well, anyway, I'll tell you that other story off air because we got to keep moving on this. On this thing. But I was just telling you a story about my Jamaican friends growing up. How they was just crazy trying to kill each other. They were brothers, but when they fought, they'd get pitchforks and everything else trying to kill each other.
Get a pitchfork for
straight pitchfork. All right, but
Green Acres, what the fuck?
Yeah, right, for real. All right, cool. So Mark for Death, no doubt wins there. So Steven Seagal will take that one, which is Mark for Death. Okay, cool. So now next up is number 4, Out for Justice versus number 4, Cyborg.
I'm going with Out for Justice, man. I like that one. I like William Forsythe. I mean, he's a very underrated actor, but he plays crazy cool. He makes cool crazy. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. He
makes crazy cool.
He makes crazy cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that one.
Out for Justice.
Yeah, I agree with Ralph.
Yeah. I guess that was probably the better film. Steven Seagal, I'm sorry, brother. I don't know who named your films or why you always wanted to make the 3-word films most of the time. And by the time you get down to where's the film? I said, you got to be kidding me. This must have been a joke when they named it. It's called, it may not have made the list. I'm trying to see if it made the list. The Goma Man, no, I don't. I guess it didn't make the list. He's got one called.
He's called one crap.
Yeah, it's like a. It was one that he had that basically was like a combination of like out for justice and above the law, and I don't remember what it was. It was just a combination. I was like, really, dude, you running out of names. But anyway, so let's give that one to him. Let's go forward. Next up is number 5, Under Siege versus number 5, Kickboxer.
Man, I'm sorry, no comparison. Under Siege. It is by far the best Seagal movie made. Strong supporting cast, two strong villains, man. I mean, and it came right around the time it came out after Die Hard. Everybody was trying to do their Die Hard ripoffs. Well, now you got Die Hard on the boat on a Navy vessel. You know, and with his particular skill set, he made it work that he could legitimately do that, be undercover, and kill people to take back control of the boat because the boat is just so big. He made
You
it seem
can tell you a military man, Ralph. You called it a vessel.
That's what it is. It's a vessel.
No, but
it's not a boat.
Only military cats said call it a vessel.
It's not a boat. It's a vessel. Yeah.
I just thought that. I'm like, he just called it a Navy vessel.
Yeah, you only call a naval ship by one of three names. You either call it a vessel, a ship, or you call it by the name. You call it by its call sign, whatever its call sign is. I've never really heard anybody call a aircraft carrier a ship or a destroyer a ship.
A vessel.
A vessel.
Yeah. And the only reason why I know is because my uncle was a helicopter mechanic and an airplane mechanic on the USS Kennedy, and he was stationed out of Jacksonville, Florida. So that's the only reason why I know. Yeah. And obviously my dad was a Marine, so
yeah. So yeah, we know that's gonna end up going. Even though I really did like Kickboxer, I did like that one.
I did too, but
I really did like Kickboxer.
It's not
Under Siege.
It's not Under Siege. It's not gonna beat Under Siege, unfortunately for Jean-Claude. Okay, so let's move on. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're up to Next, On Deadly Ground, another 3-word title from Steven Seagal versus number 6, Lionheart.
Yeah, I really liked on Deadly Ground. And Lionheart was good too.
I did like Lionheart. I liked Lionheart.
I'm going with On Deadly Ground.
Okay.
Yeah,
what about you, bro?
I gotta go On Deadly Ground too.
On Deadly Ground. Okay.
It's hard. It's very hard to make a movie that is trying to push a relevant topic. And his thing was about, global warming, and it was about oil, all this stuff. And you did it very effectively.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, like the part where he was kicking all the oil workers' asses. I was like, wow. But you got guys like that, hey, just because you're a cop, that don't mean you can't get your butt kicked. Just because you do construction work.
Yeah.
Like professional athletes tell you point blank, don't mess with hockey players.
Nope.
Hockey guys are the worst guys that you want to mess with as far as professional.
Listen, people. That's like fighting hockey guys is like fighting a drunk Italian or a drunk Spanish dude.
But you do have those guys like, well, I don't give a damn who he is. He pissed me off. So I'm gonna kick his ass.
Yeah.
But that point that it was built around a relevant topic
and around natives.
And the American natives of how the white man has snatched their land from him for oil, for gold, for whatever. So it was relevant. It was relevant.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. All right. Seagal moves on. We go to number 7, Under Siege 2, Dark Territory, or whatever it's called. Against Death Warrant. Death Warrant. Under Siege 2 versus Death Warrant.
Now, see, here, I'm taking Death Warrant. Because Under Siege 2 is one of the worst sequels I have ever seen in my life. it's that bad. It is that bad. I was like, come on. Now we got Die Hard on the Train. Now it's getting a little thin. Right.
Well, you know why they did that. It's just not just
money grab. It's a money grab.
Well, a money grab, but also they had to beat out Travolta for him and what's his face, Slater for Arrow.
Which was a better movie.
Broken Arrow.
Yeah, Broken Arrow, which was a better movie. Yeah.
It was a better movie. Remember Steven Seagal had a pretty much a cameo in Executive Decision. Remember that?
Oh yeah,
that's
yeah,
why I didn't
did.
put it on the list because I was very surprised that he died that soon.
Well, he had to. He was an asshole. You're not
He
going to keep
sacrificed himself. But he sacrificed himself.
He sacrificed himself, but I'm just
sacrificed
saying.
himself. But see, they knew that was a draw for. I think that was just a draw to pull people into the movie. Yep. Honestly.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, second decision, but no, he was right. Okay, so he went. Jean-Claude's going to win that one with Death Warrant. Now we got number 8, The Glimmer Man, versus number 8, Universal Soldier.
Oh damn!
It's what I'm saying. Cutthroat.
That's a tough one. This is
a real tough one.
Universal Soldier.
Because Universal Soldier was dope.
But I love the Glimmer Man.
Was dope.
I didn't think I was gonna like Glimmer Man, but I loved
Glimmer
it.
Man was dope as fuck though.
I know.
I mean,
I
love the Glimmer Man. I mean, Universal Soldier was good, but man, the Glimmer because and I'm gonna tell you why I like Glimmer Man more. At that point in time, we have been so hit almost every year with a new Steven Seagal movie. Every year we get, but now you got him in a buddy movie, kind of like a Lethal Weapon, right? Where he really is Lethal Weapon. Keenan Ivory Wayans, certainly funny guy, but it just was something about it. Like when they started telling him who he was, the Glimmer Man. Like, yo, that's a cool ass nickname, the Glimmer Man.
Yeah,
you know. That's like the Flash. Like you see a flash and bam. No, you just see a glimmer, then everything disappeared. Like, damn.
Yeah, Glimmer Man was dope. Glimmer Man was dope. Universal Soldier, I really enjoyed though, man.
Yeah,
Jesus, bro.
Yeah. This was a good. This was a really good matchup. Actually, this was a really good matchup,
man. This is a tough one. I'm still deciding to this right now. To the second,
because Glimmer Man was kind of sort of not as I can't even say not as good. It wasn't the last Boy Scout, but it was. It wasn't, but it was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, damn.
This is definitely a good one, man. It's a tough one, man. Keenan. Damn.
Wow, I don't even know what to do here. And the crazy part is, I'm trying to remember scenes from Universal Soldier. Like I'm trying to bring up scenes in my head from Universal Soldier.
Yeah, I mean, well, that one had the him and Dolph Lundgren.
Lundgren, right?
Yeah, Dolph Lundgren was in it. That was dope because Lundgren, that was the one with they were both. I think Lundgren ended up obviously becoming the villain.
Mm-hmm.
But they started off. They were both.
They started off as both.
Yeah. They were both on the same squad at first. I liked it too because it wasn't a buddy movie, but it was a betrayal movie. You know what I mean, like or whatever. And the one dude becomes.
Man, and what brings me back? Well, Ralph, you don't know about this theater, but Wes, you know about this theater. This takes me back to Valley Stream. Because now that I'm thinking about it, almost every Steven Seagal and almost every Jean-Claude Van Damme movie I ever saw, I saw at Sunrise Multiplex at Valley Stream.
At Valley Stream, yeah.
With the metal detectors. The only movie theater in New York that
had metal detectors, man. Because they was wilding up in there. Because you know what? It was the movie theater that was basically a mix of Long Island and Queens.
Yep.
See, Long Island and Queens, because that's pretty much Valley Stream. Valley Stream is right on the cusp of it's like right on the cusp of
Rosedale.
Rosedale. Rosedale, and you had like Long Island, like Elmont and stuff like that. So Queens and Long Island would always get into fights at Valley Street.
But the reason, and just to give you guys a historic background on why that theater ended up having metal detectors, outside of the fact you couldn't go in the parking lot without getting robbed.
Courtesy of Queens. That's what they do. They stick up kids.
Yeah, that's crazy stick up kids in Queens.
Yeah.
Like whenever I went to that movie theater, up until like my late teens, like especially when I started seeing my daughter's mom, that's when I started driving to that movie theater. But the one way you avoided getting robbed is if you either took the bus or if you took the train there.
Mm-hmm.
Then nobody wasn't messing with you. But if you went in the back to that parking lot, woe is you. or if you went to the bathroom, you better pee before the movie and don't get a large drink.
I remember when the shootout, there was a shootout that happened there, and
it was. I'll tell you when it was.
Yeah.
The thing that made them get the metal detectors, and my mother and father would not let me go because I don't know why. I don't know whether it was just the spirits or the universe. They was like, nah, you can't go. You can't go. That was the night that they showed Crush Groove. Crush Groove premiered at that, and it was right after they did it was right after that big concert they did at Nassau Coliseum, Fresh Fest. It was like right after Fresh Fest, and they had showed Crush Groove.
After that happened, I wasn't even allowed to go to Valley Stream and mall.
Movie theater. They were shooting in the theater. They were shooting in the lobby of the movie theater. That movie theater that night was the wild west for real. Like because my homeboy Tony, he went. He was like Kev. He's like, be glad your mother and them didn't let you go. He's like, yo, if I didn't take the burner with me, he was like, he's like, yo, he's like, they tried to hem us up by the bathroom. He was like, yo, we had to shoot our way out. It was crazy. It was dudes from Hempstead that was there. That because even when I went to go to my cousin Tanya house the following weekend, they was talking about it. Like, yo, B, we was in the parking lot. Yo, they was lighting the parking lot. Like the parking lot was hot. Like, anyway.
Yeah.
But that's this whole thing is bringing me back to that.
That's pretty much how that went down. But anyhow, all right, we're gonna move forward. All right, Glimmer Man or Universal Soldier? You're going with Ralph. You're going with Glimmer Man.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going with Glimmer Man.
Glimmer Man. All right, Glimmer Man wins. I was going to go with Universal Soldier. Glimmer Man wins. But I could have went with either way. Number 9, Fire Down Below. Another one of those 3-word titles.
Wasn't that bad?
No, wasn't that bad. Fire Down Below versus Double Impact.
Come on.
Whoa, come on, man. There is no choice in this one. Double Impact, baby.
Impact. That's why I said at the top of the show, Jean-Claude Van Damme, to me, took more chances than Steven Seagal with his roles. You know what I'm saying? He took more chances with different roles. So Double Impact, he obviously played 2 roles. You know what I mean? Which, he took more chances. Universal Soldier was different. You know what I'm saying? Like he had different type of roles. You think about some of the other ones as we get down the line as well. Even Cyborg,
and Time Cop.
Time Cop.
He was more of where I don't want to call Steven Seagal more one-dimensional, but in comparison to the two, there were more dimensions and more sides to Van Damme. Like he showed more emotional sides. Like
even
he wasn't afraid of being
stuff,
he wasn't afraid of being vulnerable. And even though his accent was heavy, he worked really hard to deliver those cheesy lines.
Yeah, he did.
He made sure they came across, and they worked. They worked with it.
Double Impact was the shit. That was my shit. That was my shit. All right, so let's move forward. Number 10, The Patriot. That's Steven Seagal, The Patriot, versus number 10, Hard Target.
Hard Target. I don't even remember The Patriot.
I remember The Patriot. It wasn't that good.
That must make sense.
I do remember that. I watched it. I've probably seen every Steven Seagal movie. It's just they all start seeming like one long movie. But Yeah, the Patriot. Yeah, it was all right. Hard Target was that. Woo, that was the joint. That was that joint too. I mean, that's what this was the point. This was where, and that's why I told you it seemed like I was gonna go kind of like how we're going now, down the line with Steven Seagal. But now Van Damme is gonna start winning because he at this point in his time when he was making movies, he was killing it. He was killing it with Universal Soldier.
In other words, it's a setup.
Double Impact. Oh, come on. And then
I told you.
Yeah.
Okay. He just told on himself. He's like, you're gonna see, what did he say, Ralph? You're gonna see down the line. You're gonna see down the line where Van Damme is gonna start making a comeback.
No, I'm set up. Shut up.
Set up.
Oh my God. I told you I do these things based on the years they were coming out.
Okay,
right.
yeah, whatever.
But I will say as far as Hard Target, right? It certainly is one. I think one of the two best Van Damme. Van Damme really has two really great ones. Good, a lot of good, but two great. And Hard Target is certainly one of them.
Oh wow, that's dope. Okay, so he wins number 11, Exit Wounds, DMX, Steven Seagal. Number 11, Time Cop. You already know what I'm picking.
This is definitely Time Cop. You might as well just keep moving.
I know, just keep going. I agree with Time Cop.
Time Cop, if for people who may not know, if you've watched this show more than 2-3 times ever, you know that time travel movies is my weakness. So that is always going to be my favorite Van Damme film was Time Cop. And it really wasn't bad. He didn't do bad in it at all. I thought the plot was good. It had a nice little plot twist to it. It was good. It was a good film. It was done well.
Mm-hmm.
Did what you call it do that? Who directed that? Was that Paul Verhoeven or whatever his name was? Did he direct that?
No, that's I think it's John Badman that did that.
John Badman. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Here we go. Number 12. This guy. Half Past Dead. Another 3 title name. Half Past Dead by Steven Seagal versus number 12, Nowhere to Run, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I don't remember either one of these movies.
Okay.
I do remember Nowhere to Run. I remember both of them. I did like go ahead, Ralph. I like Nowhere to Run.
I remember both of them, but this one I'm taking Nowhere to Run.
Yeah, that's what I said too.
Half Past Dead is more famous for seeing Nia Peoples kick Ja Rule's ass.
Yeah,
the whole movie.
Yeah, but I thought that was funny. He had DMX in the movie, then he had Ja Rule in the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, that movie. Oh, yeah. Anyway, so we can keep going.
That movie. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Number 3 is The Ticker. First, I'm surprised it's not called The Ticker. It needs like 2 more words. Steven Seagal is the
TikTok.
The Ticker. You know what I'm saying? Versus number 13 is Street Fighter.
Street Fighter.
I gotta go with Street Fighter by default because I never heard of The Ticker.
Me either.
It sounds like a really bad Batman criminal. Ticker. TikTok.
TikTok. You ain't right, man. That actually does sound like a bad Batman villain. Before I am the Ticker.
Wait. Nobody cared who I was, so I started ticking off time.
Ticker. The Ticker. Yeah, TikTok. Yeah, you're so stupid. Anyway, okay. We give him that to Van Damme. Number 14, Belly of the Beast. Steven Seagal versus number 14, Sudden Death, Jean-Claude Van Damme. I don't think I saw Sudden Death. I did see Belly of the Beast.
Man,
I definitely saw all the Steven Seagal movies.
I love Sudden Death.
I don't think I saw Sudden Death.
Sudden Death was the one where he took his 2 kids to the hockey game, and it's senators and they getting kidnapped. So it's Die Hard during the final game of the NHL.
Notice how all of these movies are Die Hard.
Yeah.
It's like it's Die Hard on a train. It's Die Hard on a boat. It's Die Hard a vessel. It's Die Hard on at a hockey game.
But man, that was awesome. And then that last scene where Powers Booth dies, the helicopter comes into the stadium as soon as the game
Powers Booth was in it.
Yeah,
see, that's what I'm saying. I didn't see it then. I must not have saw it.
That was a good movie. It was a good movie.
Okay. All right. So he wins that number 15, The Foreigner. Steven Seagal. Another one of those same type of movies where he's ex-cop, ex-military, or whatever. You know how Seagal. It's no point in going in on him on that. That's what he does. He's either a cop, ex-military, or something like that.
EA agent.
Yeah, something. Some sort of operative, black ops. The Foreigner versus number 15, Knockoff.
Knockoff.
Yeah. I did see Knockoff. I did like.
I don't remember Knockoff. That's not the one with him and what's his name?
Dennis.
Yeah, Dennis Rodman.
That's Double Team. That's the next one. Him and Dennis Rodman was in Double Team. Yeah. I
don't remember Knockoff, so I can't go with either one.
I barely remember it, but I know I don't know what the other movie is. So.
See, this is the funny thing. This was that time where Steven Seagal started fading away a little bit. He was still making mad movies, as you can see. And I didn't think at first I was just going to do 10 and 10. I didn't realize how many movies these dudes made. Steven Seagal kept making movies, and he knew they were going straight to video. But he was obviously catching a nice bag from it because he had a dedicated amount of fan base. So
nothing personal, but I would have replaced one of these last 13. I probably would have put Seagal. I probably would have replaced it with Machete. I would have had to put Machete on there.
Yeah, maybe.
Because that's like the last thing I actually remember seeing him in the movie.
In the movie. Well, the last thing I remember seeing him in was the movie where him and DMX was in again together. That's kind of recent too, in the last couple of years. But anyway, I think that was was it Kill Switch or was that Beyond the Law? So you had Above the Law and you had Beyond the Law. Was that the sequel? But anyway, so y'all going with Knockoff, or you go with you didn't see Knockoff, right?
I didn't see it, but by default, I'm gonna take Knockoff. That's really it. I'm looking at the cast. You know, Rob Schneider, Lee Roshan, Paul.
Yeah, that was kind of like his little buddy movie with Rob Schneider in there. Yeah. Okay, so number 16, and a lot of people probably looking like, what are these movies, man? Now, you had to really be into that type of ass kicking action to see most of these movies. Yeah, if you went to Blockbuster Video, these movies were prominent on Blockbuster Video shelves. Period. There was a whole Steven Seagal section in Blockbuster Video that I remember, the one that I used to go to. There was a whole section where he had he didn't have the whole section to himself, but that whole section was pretty much like him and Van Damme movies, all those type of same movies. And so that's pretty much how I saw all of these movies. Probably how most of us saw them. Okay, so knocks off The Foreigner. Right? Okay, number 16 is Clementine. That's the one I think he was in Asia or something like that. in that one. Steven Seagal. He was in somewhere in Asia in that film. I don't remember what country exactly, but I know there was a lot of Asians around. So he was in somewhere in Asia. I do remember that film. And then versus number 16's Double Team. That's the one with Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, I mean, Double Team did suck, but by default, I gotta go with Double Team because I never saw
Double Team did suck. Double Team sucked. Dennis Rodman. That was funny. He was doing all that stuff in the height of his playoff runs and stuff like that.
He made a movie, won $40,000, and still knocking down Carmen Electra. I mean, you gotta give
you gotta give him credit for that. Yep, he was smashing Carmen Electra. He was winning, literally winning on the court and off the court. He was winning. Okay, so I guess we're up to Double Team. Yeah, Double Team. You going with Double Team? Kev, did you see any of these movies?
Kev?
Did we lose
Kev?
Okay. Well, I was good. I personally think I remember Clementine, and I remember it being better than Double Team. But
I've never heard of it before. Never heard of Clementine, but hey, if it was,
neither one.
Did you see either one of them?
I saw a Double Team.
Oh, okay. Garbage too. Double Team sucked. That's for sure. Okay, so you said neither one, but you gotta pick one, Kev. So flip a coin like Two-Face.
I guess Double Team. I think it's a Double Team.
Well, you should have flipped the coin, man, like Two-Face. All right, we're gonna give it the Double Team. This is where they both kind of like winding down in their careers. You know, and all of their heavy stuff came in the earlier parts.
I actually have a question before we get to the next battle, because you said they're winding down. Do either of them have a real legitimate chance of coming back? Either of them.
Yeah, I think so. Well, Jean-Claude is working on films now.
I'm saying, the both of them are still doing movies, but do you think they would ever be able to come back?
I'm going to say Jean-Claude, yes, because of his number 20 film on here, The Expendables. That was like his return to kind of like big lights, and and he played the villain in that too, in The Expendables too. So I say he's got the better chance. Seagal, like Kev mentioned earlier, Seagal is pretty much one-dimensional, and it all depends if anybody even give him the time of day.
Because Stallone didn't want him, because he was the only guy missing from the Expendables franchise that should have been there, but Stallone was like, nope, not him.
He's that much of a jerk. Yeah. A lot of people didn't get along with. I know. I think he's like this really. I don't know. I'm not making an excuse for him. He's just a jerk. But isn't he like a really big conservative dude too? That's like, just really like a jerk to everybody. I remember he was like a sheriff at one time, right? Didn't he he had a reality show.
He had that show on. Yeah.
Yeah, he did a reality show where he was like a sheriff or something like that. And that's real life he was doing. Okay, so I guess Double Team won. Next is let's say Out of Reach versus Universal Soldier: The Return. So this one is, I guess it's the second one, because they had like 3 of these.
Yeah.
But this one had Michael Jai White in it, I believe.
Yeah, Goldberg is in it.
I remember Michael Jai White in it, and Goldberg. I remember being in it. I think I enjoyed it. Out of Reach.
I'm gonna for this. I'm gonna take Universal Soldier too, because it was kind of cool to see the character come back.
Yeah.
And
then they got another one where Dolph Lundgren came back, but that's not on this list. Oh, yes, it is. Universal Soldier 3. That's the one that Dolph Lundgren came back. So, all right. We get that to him. I'm going with that as well. All right. We're down to our last 3. Kill Switch from Steven Seagal. That one I did like. I think that's the one he had. Was that the one with he had a squad? It was a team. I think that's the one he had. He had a team. I think that's the one. If that is, I like that one. I did like that one. I gotta look it up again. I remember Steven Seagal in a movie. We had a team of mountain riders. No, was that one? I don't know. I think it was, or maybe that was the Cartels. That might have been that one. That was one of his later ones. All right, so Kill Switch versus Replicant. Replicant again is a film where I think didn't Van Damme play 2 parts in that? I think he played again. It was kind of like another situation where they I think that he played 2 parts in that.
I think so. I think that he did. He said, "Well, I did it once. I could do it again. That's 2 checks."
I know, right? Yeah, that one I did like because that one had had Michael Rooker in it. He did play 2 parts in that because that one was about them trying to catch a serial killer or something like that. And they cloned them in order to try to catch him. That's what they basically did. So he's trying to track that. So that was like that Will Smith movie in a way before that even happened, right? The
Gemini Man.
The Gemini Man. Kinda, sorta. Plot wise. Kill Switch, I thought I was trying to look it up because I think that was the one he had the team. If it's not, it was the Cartels that was the one that had the team.
I didn't see none of these last 3, so my vote is out for these last 3.
So
y'all
I gotta agree with that one. I mean, Steven Seagal, as much as I liked it when he came to thing, he just let himself go. I'm not kidding that. But I'm not saying about his fighting. He can still do. He still has tremendous respect and dojo as a fighter. Yes, he does.
Yeah.
But his films just went by the wayside. It was like I just throw anything up in the air. Like it's like you took a bunch of things and put it into a hat. Goes, okay, I'm gonna be a CIA agent going undercover to expose, people that poison our Pepsi Cola. Hey, that's a movie. I'll just do it. It's like, yo, bro. I mean, not for nothing. The first couple of directors you work with, Andrew Davis. I mean, they're not exactly lightweight, no-name dudes. What the hell happened? And I think
he started. I think he started. Like I said, to me, it seemed like
sold out, and it's not even selling out.
He didn't sell out. I just think he just started, being content with doing films, being cheap, with the budgets, and just really kind of just making his money. It just, it's still a job, right? So he just kind of, that's what I think he did, and faded back and just kept making his little films to make his, whatever his fan base is going to buy it and he make this money. I think it's safe to say that, Jean-Claude Van Damme has already won this now.
I think so.
Because at least Van Damme, even though he had a couple of films here and there where he dipped out, you didn't really hear about him for a while, but then he reemerged. You know, like I said, some people may not even remember. I don't even remember Universal Soldier 3. I don't remember that one. I don't even know if I watched it. And but when he emerged in the Expendables 2, I thought that was a good look for him. I thought that was a good look.
Real good look.
It was a real good look for him. And he played, and he got a chance to stand out because he played the villain. You know what I'm saying? So he stood out from all of those other guys that's on there, all of those other action heroes that was in the film because he was the villain. He was fighting all of them. You know what I'm saying? And he killed
Liam Hemsworth. I was like, damn.
And he still got some he still got some moves, boy. He's still doing his thing. So Jean-Claude wins this one.
You know what else that he did? There's one movie that he did where it was kind of like a movie that was really like a documentary about his life that he did. I forget the name of that one. But he did that, and it was like, you start, and then he also had like something like that on Showtime. It was like a documentary about his life, where you're seeing it was called JCVD, Jean-Claude Van Damme. It was a documentary. It was like him making a movie, but it was also a documentary about his life.
Did he talk about when he got his ass whooped by that Hell's Angels guy?
Oh, he don't never talk about that. He don't never talk about that. He don't never talk about Chuck Zito kicking his ass in the bar. He don't never talk about that. Yeah. Would you?
He would.
Would you talk about that?
He put them things on him, boy. But
put those hands on him real quick.
This ain't the movies, my nigga. Even though Van Damme could fight for real, but I'm just saying. Yeah. This ain't the movies, my dude. So there you have it. Van Damme's the winner. I just thought that'd be funny because they did literally battle each other, so to speak, at least through us coming up. We were like, yo, Van Damme, that was the thing. Van Damme or Seagal. That was always the question. Who's your favorite? Van Damme, Seagal. Van Damme, Seagal. I think a lot of people, honestly, this sounds real terrible, but I think it's true. I think a lot of people were liking Seagal at first. They got into him because he was just, his attitude, and then I think Jean-Claude's heavy accent killed it for him in some ways.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to get used to that accent as well. It's so heavy. I remember way back in the day, I'm like, yo, we need to get him. He's got that heavy accent, and I used to always say stuff. But ultimately, he probably had the better movies. Better straight up like movies than Steven Seagal. So he wins. There you go. We'll probably, I don't know if we're gonna get back to continue with the actors next week, or we're gonna go back to the directors maybe. And we still haven't I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet, but I'm gonna have to do it, man. Steven Spielberg. I'm gonna have to come with Ridley Scott, man. Ridley Scott's the only one. He's the only one who's got a chance.
I've been talking about this for a week now. That's what I thought we were doing today. And I was telling a friend of mine about this when he said, "Who you put against Spielberg?" Said Ridley Scott. He was like, "Oh."
Everyone says that. They're like, "Oh, wait a minute. Whoa, okay." Because he's got the same type of films. He's got drama. He's got action-y. He's got sci-fi films. Did he direct any adventure films? I don't know. He probably did. I'm trying to think.
Ridley Scott?
Yeah.
I don't think Gladiator would be an adventure film.
No, that's not.
Even though it's an adventure film or more of a drama, you could say Thelma and Louise.
Yeah. Thelma and Louise. Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. We'll do that next week. Next week we'll do that'll be our show right before Thanksgiving. Is that next week? Yeah, I think it is, isn't it? Next week.
Now we got like 2 more weeks for that.
2 more weeks for that. Yeah. So, anywho, yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and pull the trigger on that. Ridley Scott versus the great Ridley Scott versus the great Steven Spielberg. And 20 movies, as we go, and that could be the key. They both made a lot of movies, and they both made a lot of movies in that same type of vein in some degrees. So it's gonna be fun matching those up. That's gonna be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Ridley Scott got a chance. He
could go toe to toe with him.
He got a chance, yo. He definitely got a chance. Yeah, I tell you, bro. I was going through every other director, bro. I couldn't find nobody even close. Only person who had close to the amount of movies as him is Martin Scorsese. But Martin Scorsese is not the same type of director as him. No. Ridley Scott's more of the same type of director as Steven Spielberg. So, Marty is just not that. He had the experience and had the films and stuff, all of those movies, but nah, I couldn't. We're going with Ridley, so we'll do that next week. That's pretty much it. Anything else? I don't think there's no other news that I was going over. We already talked about Dracula. Is that Bela Lugosi in that Dracula picture that we had up there? That shit is just funny. That's always been like the like people look at this Dracula picture and it's like they laugh, you know what I'm saying? Now back then that was supposed to be scary.
Mm-hmm.
You look at this, you're like, oh, you think it's blah blah blah. Like the old school blah blah blah. So I'm like, oh boy. But I think I want to see what Jason Blum does with this, Put it in his hands and he go ahead and, do it. Since we lost Kev, that should be our cue to start wrapping it up. Yeah, so Van Damme, once again, Jean-Claude Van Damme is the winner. We didn't even finish it off. It was no point. He had won, and he probably was going to win at least one more because Seagal movies, you forgot what they were or didn't see him at all. So he had won 12. He was 12-5 or something like that. He ended up winning.
Yeah. Nothing personal, but
nothing personal. But yeah, Seagal started going too much of the route of, okay, I'm gonna go and just do my own films and blah blah blah. Like he didn't care at that point. So it just I would
have loved to see kind of like we're talking like the Universal Monster series. I would like to see somebody do like a martial art crew with Seagal, Van Damme, maybe Jet Li, Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
Like just one movie with the 4 of those guys on.
Yeah, that would be good.
That would have been epic.
Because what was a big disappointment to me was what was the movie that had Jackie Chan and Jet Li in it? I thought that was very
Forbidden Kingdom.
Forbidden Kingdom was disappointing to me.
Except for the fight.
Yeah, exactly. But I thought it'd be better or longer or bigger. You know what I mean? Also, I tell you right now, I shouldn't even put this into the universe because it's something that I wanted to do. I just won't put my full idea. But it's time for somebody, if you're going to be remaking shit, and I know the man to do it too, other than me, to remake the 5 Deadly Venoms. And the man to do it, other than myself, would definitely be Quentin Tarantino. He would be the one to do it, I believe. I think if Quentin remade the 5 Deadly Venoms, and I would cast Michael Jai White in there, maybe as the Toad, because he's, Got the thick body and stuff. Maybe cast Michael John White as the toe. Maybe use that as your opportunity to get all these martial artists in the same film.
Yo, you know who we should have had? We should have had him on last week was Demetrius because the Urban Action Expo happened this past weekend.
Oh, it did.
Even though it was virtual.
Yeah, I didn't. Man, I lost so much track. You know, shout out to Demetrius Angelo. Definitely should have had him on. I completely lost track of this. I wanted to go because I never make it to that festival, and then here it is virtual, and I freaking forgot. I
know, man. But if we're gonna talk about something like that, he is the best person because he has. I mean, like you say, Michael John White, but there are a bunch of other cats that like Bobby Samuels. Like Bobby Samuels is he's the bomb, and he makes his own movies, but it's like mainstream hasn't caught up to him yet. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. I started writing a concept. I didn't write the full script. I started writing a concept spec script for a remake of the 5 Deadly Venoms. It was, it was definitely a little different. It's the same, but it was a little different. And I added, an additional character. Well, it's not really an additional character because it's the same thing as, it's the same plot, but more modern, a little different. And I was just like, I really would love to take this script, finish it, and like sell it to, not even sell it, get it to Quentin Tarantino, be like, yo, dude, read the script, man. You need to do this film. This is your film to do. And he would love to do the 5 Deadly Venoms, They would love that. Who else would maybe co-direct? He just don't have enough experience yet for me. That would be the RZA. But RZA was big, or he watched those movies like clockwork every day.
Exactly.
But he definitely would do it justice, I think. But he is a director now. So, but anywho, we'll get back to that, and we'll come back to y'all next week. We want to thank everybody for checking us out. The chat room was going up a little bit, but I didn't see anybody really talking. Of course, Joseph Tanner. Of course, we thank you for joining us. We'll next week we'll read read all the comments a little more, and we'll come back. I did get just want to leave you with this. I got the word. I did speak with Miss Trina Parks. She will be coming back on the show. We just got to set up the time. I just got her new manager contact, and we'll get her on. We could talk some Sean Connery stuff and kick it like that. But yes, everything else. I will see if we can get Demetrius to come back. Next Monday.
Yeah.
So, that'd be dope. Did you get a chance to check it out virtually?
I've been at work, but I was looking in and out of it, and I was like, wow. Yeah, every year he does a showcase of The Last Dragon, but this year he had the bulk of the cast there.
Yeah.
Not just Timok, but he had Eddie Arcadian. He had the woman that played his girl. He had some of Sho'nuff's gang in there. He had the guys that did the Sukiyaki Soup song.
That's dope.
He was bragging out everybody. The only 3 people I could think of that wasn't there that are still alive were Timok in the movie. His mother, his father, and Keisha Knight Pullum, his sister.
Mm-hmm.
You dragged all of them out, man. Wow. But see, something like that, that was the only one of the bad things with being virtual. That's the moment you gotta be sitting there to really feel that.
You need to be getting there and feel that whole thing. Yeah, man, that's crazy.
That would, I'm sitting here and I was looking at the lineup. Even some of the movies that they had, like 10th anniversaries, come on, he did an anniversary screening online of Mortal Kombat. I've seen Mortal Kombat plenty of times.
I've never seen it again in the movie theater since it first came out. That would have been something to see on Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I'd have enjoyed to see.
He did
Joseph Tanner, before he signed off, said he wants to say blood, blood, blood. Yeah, blood, blood, blood. Yeah, we started. I don't know where that came from. That whole stereotype back then. That's what that, but that's what it looks like. That Bela Lugosi
on comedies. That's probably where it came.
Yeah, blah blah blah. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So we'll, like I said, man. Thanks everybody for checking us out. We're going to sign off now. Next week we'll get back at you. We'll do the verses. Go top. We're gonna have to start that one off. Top of the line. That's coming. We're gonna make that one pop, boy. That's gonna be Steven Spielberg. I'm gonna have at least, if they won't let me put video, I'm at least have some pictures and stuff, some screenshots, some photos to jog everybody's memory as we talk about this stuff. Thanks again for checking us out. Big up to Heaven Hollywood. Big up to Dollhouse Radio and everybody else. You can love us, you can hate us, but don't forget about us. Peace, everybody. Have a good evening. Be safe.